The owner says he installed the device, but says it is not what it seems. Now, there are a number of different recording devices out there. You can even use your iPad to record. This is about as close as we can get to this fire, and back there behind me, you can see all the thick smoke. That's because this fire is up to about 150 acres. This drink is being sold at convenience stores all over the state. And let me show you what we're talking about here. This is a can of Four Loko. Volusia County deputies arrested a 63-year-old woman for allegedly leaving a 2-year-old alone in a car while she shopped for groceries. They say it was a homemade device similar to this one. It had wires coming out of the top, and it also had batteries attached to the back. Now, here's what they did with it. They were able to attach this to the inside of the pump, and that allowed them to steal hundreds of gallons of diesel fuel.
Local 6's Lewis Bolden was in court for today's hearing, and Lewis, the family did not seem to buy Zimmerman's apology.
Lisa, not only did they not buy it, they were downright offended by it. They did not want George Zimmerman to be granted bond, and that apology, they say, was a slap in the face.
I wanted to say I am sorry for the loss of your son. I did not know how old he was. I thought he was a little bit younger than I am, and I did not know if he was armed or not.
It was a 10-second statement, an apology that seemingly only George Zimmerman and his attorney saw coming. Whatever reaction they expected from the Trayvon Martin camp, it likely wasn't this.
This was the most unmeaningful apology we've ever seen in our entire life.
Too upset to talk, according to their attorneys, Martin's parents left the Seminole County Courthouse without a word to the media. But their attorneys had plenty to say.
This was the most disingenuous, unsincere thing that I have ever seen. It was insulting to the family.
The family's attorneys accused Zimmerman of playing for the cameras and only apologizing in court to get sympathy for a bond.
And it was devastating that he got to give a self-serving apology to help him get a bond. They were very outraged at that.
Prosecutors also questioned Zimmerman's timing, but he testified that in one of his 3 statements to police shortly after the shooting, he did say he was sorry for the family's loss. The family isn't buying it.
When you give an apology, the time and the place is to do it face-to-face, sincerely, and you make it meaningful.
Now, Mark O'Mara says he has a few secure locations for George Zimmerman to go when he is released. But again, O'Mara says it will take a few days before that happens. Lisa?
Lewis Bolden is live in Lake Mary. So, Lewis, police had to kill the other 2 pit bulls. But why is the 3rd one still with its owner? It was involved in the attack as well.
It was, Lauren, and I'll tell you what, several neighbors believe that 3rd pit bull should be here at Animal Services locked up or even put to sleep. But because of this state statute, it's not, and it may not ever be. Seminole County Animal Control has dozens of dogs impounded, but the one that killed James Brabb's family pet is not here.
I don't appreciate the fact that Animal Control can't do anything about the 3rd dog.
Brabb's 1-year-old Bedlington Terrier named Chewy was killed yesterday when his next-door neighbor's 3 pit bulls got loose and attacked him. Lake Mary police had to shoot 2 of the pit bulls, but the 3rd has not been taken away from the owner and likely will not be designated a dangerous dog.
This is the first time that this dog's been involved in an attack.
Morgan Woodward with Animal Services points to the state statute. Under Florida law, a dangerous dog means any dog that has severely injured or killed a domestic animal more than once. In other words, the neighbor's pit bull would have to strike again. It sounds ridiculous.
The statutes are very reactive instead of being proactive.
I love Chewy. He was felt like he was a part of my family.
Matt Hammonds is the pit bull's owner and says he never felt his dogs were aggressive and never thought they would kill. Do you think your surviving dog should be taken away?
No. She didn't do anything.
But tell that to James Brabb, who says his family lost a member.
It was just brutal.
And he fears the next attack could be one of his children.
The kids can't come out and play in the yard or anything else for fear of that dog coming over again.
Now, Seminole County Animal Services is going to be citing the pit bull owner. He will be given 2 citations per dog, so a total of 6 citations with fines totaling about $300. Lauren?
You're watching Local 6, home of ClickOrlando.com. Local 6 News starts now.
Two big stories tonight. An escaped inmate from a Florida jail who is wanted for murder is back behind bars tonight, but not before he allegedly committed a string of other crimes. But first, it's wicked weather no one in the Northeast expects this time of year. An unusual snowstorm is pounding several states and affecting people in Central Florida. We just learned tonight at least 2 people are dead and more than 2 million homes and businesses don't have power. Good evening, I'm Bolden. Eric Von Anken is off tonight. The snow wouldn't stop coming down at the White House today. The storm stretches from Maryland all the way into New England. Something like this is very rare this time of year. It's even worse in Times Square. The snow sort of looks like confetti falling on New Year's Eve. Also in New York City, Central Park is seeing a record amount of snow for this time of year. But some of the heaviest snow is in Maryland and Pennsylvania. People are dealing with more than 10 inches, and this storm is expected to get even worse. Nationwide, thousands of travelers are feeling the effects because of flight delays and cancellations from the storm. Even in Central Florida, people are stranded. Local 6's Chris Trinkman is live at Orlando International Airport tonight. And Chris, how bad are the delays right now?
Lewis.
It's early in the year for it. Chris, thank you so much. Now, remember, you can get the latest information on flight delays in Central Florida by going to clickorlando.com. Just look under the top stories section. The Northeast isn't the only place seeing big changes in the weather. After an overcast day in Central Florida, it's starting to dry out. But the wet weather we had created a dangerous situation on the roads. Check out this video from a Local 6 viewer of a semi-truck jackknifing right there on I-4 in Orange County. It's driving on the slick road when out of nowhere it swerves out of control. The accident shut down a couple of lanes near Fairbanks Avenue. And Elizabeth Hart, we didn't really get that much rain, but I guess it doesn't take a lot to make the road slick.
That's right. It rained for quite a while.